I do think that perfectionism can get in the way of some really important planning or even less
Right.
important.
And I really think that's exactly what this is perfectionism, like
Mhm,
thinking that there's a right way, wanting to do it the right way because the stakes feel high.
mhm, mhm.
And so it makes sense that you would want to get it right, that one would want to get it right. There are things that are going to work better than other things, but there's no right way.
Right, and it's definitely a anything is better than nothing scenario,
Right.
right? Because you know what he knows when the big one's gonna hit Portland,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Anytime between tomorrow and 2175, 76.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Hey there, welcome to Getting to Good Enough. I'm Shannon Wilkinson.
And I'm Janine Adams. We're here for practical and fun conversations about living with more ease and way less stress.
Yep, we're all about embracing progress over perfection. So grab a tasty beverage and let's get started. Hey, Janine.
Hey, Shannon, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm well too. We have a storm coming and I can see it out my window. So
Oh,
that's a little distracting, but it's not supposed to hit for an hour or so.
oh, good. So we
Yeah,
have time to do this before we might have any interruptions or
we should.
anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good, good. I was a little worried that I wouldn't have much of a voice today. It
Yeah.
sounds a little scratchy because yesterday, our youngest kid ran his first marathon. So
Oh,
we were
wow.
chasing him all over Eugene and yelling, and I had my cowbells
That is so
and
nice. I love that
yeah.
support. Did he finish?
He did. He not only finished, his goal was to do it in less than 4 hours.
Mhm.
And he almost beat my best time. He did really well. He ran, at 3:51.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. There's something really, um, I don't know, heartwarming, something that feels really good about being at an event like that,
Mhm.
where people are doing this really hard thing because they choose to, because they want to.
And other people are there to support them. That part
Right.
is just yeah, I was so funny because yesterday I was having this conversation with our friend Ariel, who was a guest on the
Mhm.
podcast a few years ago, who has run the Boston Marathon twice, but the second time it was the bombing, so she didn't get to finish. And then our other friend ran it last week. So we were
Mhm.
talking about that, about the support and the
Yeah.
crowds and how important it is for the runners. And it's like I want to cry. I mean,
I
it's a
know.
beautiful thing. Yeah. So good on you
Yeah.
for being there for Cy. That's fantastic. And your voice
Yeah.
sounds good.
I was surprised. Yeah, that I didn't get to see him finish because Mike saw him finish. So we split
Okay.
up at the end. We saw him at a couple different spots and then we split up because I knew like those last couple of miles those are mental. Those are not physical.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to be there to support him in those. So, like right before mile 25, I saw him and I ran with him a little bit, gave him a little pep talk, and he sped up and like finished the last mile and 2/10 at a minute faster pace than he ran the rest of I mean, it was amazing. He like
Wow. He,
jammed
he
that last bit.
found the
Yeah,
strength
it
of
was
it.
an amazing kick.
Oh, wow. I just remembered that I watched you run a half, right? Was it a half marathon?
Yep. That was the full marathon that I
It was a
qualified for
full.
Boston.
That was
Yeah.
when oh, see my memory. I wish my memory were better.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember it ever
I
been in a
forgot
marathon.
you were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That's right. That's right. You qualified. That's right. That was exciting. And
Yeah.
you were tired at the end. That I remember. One is
Yeah.
always tired at the end of a marathon.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy for Cy and for you
Yeah.
guys.
It was super fun and it just it sort of made me think about, like, all the planning that goes into doing something like that and, how easy it is to
Shannon, I'm so sorry. Tornado sirens are going off.
Oh, okay.
I have to go. Okay,
Good luck.
bye.
Mm,
Thanks.
bye. Okay, so that isn't what we were expecting.
No, it was supposed to happen a little later in the afternoon than it did.
Yeah. Everything's okay?
Yep, everything's okay in my little world, and,
Good.
I don't think anything terrible nothing happened outside our window that was bad, but it was ominous outside our window, and, boy, when you hear those tornado sirens used to be we would not react necessarily if we heard the tornado siren, but
Right.
now after we had a tornado almost a year ago,
Yeah.
we
That
react. We didn't go
basically
down.
touched down right outside your building.
Yeah, yeah, it's a block away, yeah. The,
Close enough.
yeah, everybody is skittish about that. So anyway, we're fine, and we still have storms coming the rest of the day, but for the moment, hopefully we won't be interrupted again.
Okay.
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 Thank you
Well,
for your cooperation.
jeez, yeah. Least I could do sitting here in nice, calm weather. It's funny because right before that happened, we were getting started talking about planning for races and that sort of thing. And then this happened, and I realized um, there is something much more important that I have been wanting to plan for, sort of planning to plan for, and really just putting it off. And that is a natural disaster. Around
Mhm.
here, that's most likely to be an earthquake. They keep saying we're in the Cascadia subduction zone and that we are due for a major earthquake in I I don't know. It's weird, like 150 years, but it's likely to happen in the next 40. Could happen tomorrow. We
Right.
don't know.
That's the thing. Why even put a number on it? Because saying 140 years is not helpful when it comes to trying to
No.
prepare.
Yeah. But so, I mean, we have everything sort of that we need to be okay. Like they say, you need to be ready to be without water, without electricity, without access to anything for like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And I think we could probably do that, except for it's scattered throughout our basement and house. And so, in the event of an earthquake, it might not be super accessible.
Yeah. Oh, that's so smart to think about it. And it's so scary to act on thinking about it. I think I've always had sort of a visceral reaction when planning for natural disasters comes up. Like, it always makes me
Hmm.
feel really tense. And in St. Louis, when was it? I'm gonna say it was like 1990, 1991, somewhere in there. There was some guy who was a professor in Illinois who said we were going to be hit by an earthquake on a particular date. And because of that, people actually started planning for what they
Oh,
would do. I mean, because
right.
he gave us a date. And of
Right. Like,
course,
oh,
there
I have to be ready by then.
exactly, it was the New Madrid fault, and I remember I worked at the garden, and they sent out a memo saying, "You have to come to work." Like, um, because we would have visitors probably who would come, who
Yeah.
weren't afraid of the earthquake, and they
Right.
wanted people working. And, there was no earthquake. In any case, that was the last time I heard anybody actually doing some really good planning. It's hard to make that plan, but it's smart to think about it. In your case, especially since you already have stuff, which is kind of
Right.
impressive. Like, we could barely survive 2 days of the contents of our refrigerator. But, uh, but yeah, if your house were affected by an earthquake, something on the 3rd floor isn't gonna help you. Probably.
Right. Probably
Right.
not. Also, there was a community reads book that one of the local libraries was promoting, and it's called Tilt. And it's on all these like best book of the year lists and stuff. I
Hmm.
hadn't heard about it. Um, I read it, and it is about a 24-hour period after like a 9.0 or whatever earthquake in Portland.
Oh,
And this woman is at the IKEA by the airport, and has to walk home, and she's 9 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh. It's a novel?
Yes, it's a novel.
Oh, wow.
But the
Wow.
woman who wrote it is a climate journalist.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it
That's
that was
amazing.
another visceral reminder of like, oh, right, like cell phones aren't going to work, which I remember I was in the 89 earthquake in San Francisco
Oh,
and we didn't have cell phones then, but the regular landlines went down. It was really
uh-huh.
funny. It happened during the World
World
Series
Series. Yeah, I remember.
and which my mom was watching at home in Portland
Uh-huh.
and she called me at work right after it hit and I was talking to her and we had an aftershock and I said, I got to get under my desk. I got to hang up because, it was corded phones
Right.
and hung up and then couldn't get through to her for 24 hours.
Oh, wow. She was probably
Um,
frantic.
yeah.
Oh,
So I've had a lot of reminders of it's really good to do this, but my planning to plan is really just in truth is procrastination. Like I'm just
yeah.
not doing it.
Right. So, of course, I think about like, what could you do to get yourself going on it? And what pops to my head is, turn it into a series of small things, right?
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
the first thing is I have a backpack that I would like to dedicate as sort of a go bag for this that could be kept by we have a side door that could be kept there.
Right
And
there.
so
Yeah.
just pulling that out because that's
You-
like in my outdoor gear bin in the
Right.
basement. So if I
Right.
just start by pulling that out and then
Even if you
and
just
then
put it on top of the bin. I mean, just so you see
that's what
it.
I mean is
Yeah.
literally just pulling it
Yeah.
out of the bin and then having one for Mike and then we can just start putting stuff in them that we want to have available. And like, we have these big 5-gallon containers for water. And so just getting a system in place where we fill those and then periodically we want to drain them and refill them. So just start thinking through these things as opposed to, I think what happens to me is I feel like, oh, this is really important. I want to get this right. So I need to think about it a lot and figure out what right looks like,
Mhm.
as opposed to
Just doing
just
something.
having yeah, just having a backpack with like $100 in it to start would probably be a good thing.
Yeah. Right. Right. One little thing at a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And it makes me think about, for some reason, another thing that people, which have been me, get caught in the planning of without doing anything, which is like estate planning or
Oh
getting that
god.
will written. Or,
Yes.
yeah, it's like,
Yes.
it feels so huge and so scary. And just like planning for a disaster, it's one of those things. If the worst happens and you haven't done it, you're going to be really unhappy. Or
Mhm.
you won't be if you're dead, but
Yeah.
your
You're
loved
gonna
ones will
leave
be.
some unhappy people.
Right, yeah. So the same kind of thing would work for that too, right? Just make a list of what you need to do and,
Right.
do it. Do one of them. Find a
Yeah,
lawyer,
do one
whatever
thing.
it is. Yeah. And, we had health issues that, forced us to do wills, but
Right.
we didn't update the will till after Barry's transplant. So,
I
we had a will
recall.
in yeah, we did have a will in place. Yeah, you recall, Shannon. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not just like procrastinating because you don't feel like doing it, because it is scary. Those things, particular things, are kind of
Yeah.
scary to think about. But it's also, as you said, you wanted something like that. Either of those things, or many things, you want to do right, and you
Right.
don't know how to do it right. And so then, well, you're going to plan, plan, plan until you know how to do it right, and then you
Mhm.
may or may not do it, which is not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think what you said, just even if you sort of brainstorm a list of a bunch of steps and take one,
Right.
and then that helps you understand what is the next thing after that or could be, and then
Mm.
doing, there's not one perfect linear process for
Right,
any of these things.
right. So stop looking
Um,
for it. Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
even though here I am getting close to 60 and I want there to be a set linear process on how to do these things that is I can
right.
just tick, tick, tick off. And then I will get that and I will think, you can't tell me what to do.
I hear you.
Welcome
Yeah,
to my brain.
yeah. Yeah, so the thing is you're so smart about working with your brain, so you have to, perhaps come up with a workaround.
Yeah.
And, I like your idea of just jotting brainstorming ideas, and what popped into my head is what I might do would be brainstorm ideas, print them on a piece of paper, 1 line per idea, cut them into strips, put them in a jar, and draw one, and do that thing.
Yep,
'Cause, yeah,
yep,
I agree, I kinda don't wanna be shoehorned in it. I mean, sometimes I actually do like it when I get a nice in order list, but something like this
right.
where the planning part is scary and the procrastination comes into place, just doing anything
Yeah,
is
yeah.
progress.
Yeah. It's funny, the process that came to my mind was write everything out on little Post-it notes and put them all out and then pick one and maybe group the things that seem to need to happen before other things and
Yeah,
and sort
yeah.
of have kind of a rough idea of what can be done first and what can be done after that.
I love how you use Post-it notes that way. I mean, you always have done that, I love that. In
Yeah.
this scenario, where would you put the Post-it notes?
Well, what I used to do, as you may recall, was I would put them in a file folder
Oh, I
and I would
remember.
put them in a file folder and then I would arrange them. And like, this is how I created courses and stuff. I'd write down all
Uh-huh.
my ideas and then start arranging them.
I think we may have used that method for Declutter Happy Hour.
We did.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah.
A million
Um,
years ago.
right. And
So,
now I would probably just put them in my bullet journal
mm,
and
your
rearrange
bullet
them in
journal is
there.
so little.
Well, I could have
Big
multiple
enough.
pages.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would
I
probably
mean,
stick to my desktop, which wouldn't be that helpful. It would be helpful
yeah.
in the moment, then they'd have to
Right.
go. Yeah. No, I love the and you use the little Post-it notes, right?
Yeah, the
That you
little 2 by 2s.
yeah, nice.
This size,
Like
little
that,
2 by
yes,
2s
right.
that I just happen to have stuck to my desk.
Imagine that, yeah. I do think that perfectionism can get in the way of some really important planning or even less
Right,
important planning.
right.
Uh,
And I really think that's exactly what this is perfectionism, like,
mhm,
thinking that there's a right way, wanting to do it the right way because the stakes feel high,
mhm, mhm.
and, so it makes sense that you would want to get it right, that one would want to get it right. There are things that are gonna work better than other things, but there's no right way.
Right, and it's definitely a anything is better than nothing scenario,
Right.
right? Because you know what you know is when the big one's gonna hit Portland,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Tomorrow anytime between tomorrow and 2175, 76.
Right, yeah. I read a
I don't know.
novel, I can't remember what the novel was, but it was an historical novel, and the
Uh-huh.
protagonist was a woman in the San Francisco earthquake,
I
and,
read that novel.
what was it?
Um, it was a first reads, I believe, a
Oh,
prime
okay.
first reads,
Mhm. Oh, I forgot
and
about
yeah, I'd have to think about what it was
yeah.
called.
But it was really
Um
good, so I feel like then reading Tilt would be a nice
Mhm.
counterpoint, it'd be an interesting comparison to see I mean, 'cause now 120 years later, it's
Yeah,
very different. No
right.
IKEA, in
Yeah.
19 whatever, 1906 or whatever it was.
1906.
Yeah, right.
I was
Um,
just in San Francisco, and the building right next to us was started right before the earthquake hit, and then the
oh,
earthquake hit, and they completely changed how they were building it and did all of this innovative stuff because of the earthquake.
yeah, San Francisco's first earthquake-proof. building. That's interesting. Another storm is on
Oh,
its way. I just got
so
a text,
yes.
but there's
So
no sirens yet.
let's wrap up before we have the
Okay.
sirens. We're talking about high stakes things, but I think this goes for a lot of stuff. I just want to say that too,
Yeah.
that,
I mean, you could
there
go
could be,
for a vacation, right? The dream vacation you
yeah,
never take because it's so much
right.
planning and you wanna get it right.
Organizing my closet, for instance, which
Right.
you and I have been talking about me doing for months.
Yeah, right. Well, mine needs it too, by the way, and the only reason I'm gonna get it done is you're coming to visit.
All right.
So I have a month.
Well, we would love to hear from you, our listeners. Have you put off planning? You can let us know on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Getting to Good Enough. You can send us an email at gettingtogoodenough@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Thanks for joining us on Getting to Good Enough. We hope you heard something that makes your life just a little bit easier. If you did, leave us a review or share this with someone who's looking for their own version of good enough.
Thanks for listening. See you soon.
I'm so nervous for you.
Oh, oh, yeah, it's getting dark out there. Don't be.
I can
It'll be
see the
fine.
room has gotten darker.
Yeah. We survived last year, so I feel pretty safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, text me.
Okay, I will.